Wolfpack Nation. Thank you all so much again for tuning in here for an NC State baseball preview with Sam Highfill and Chris Villaman from NC State. Two rock solid pitchers for NC State last year, heading into their sophomore years, if I'm not mistaken, because I guess technically due to COVID, you got a COVID year, so I guess technically going to your COVID sophomore years, whatever you want to call it. But Sam and Chris, thank you all so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So with that being said, one of the things that we always love to do for the fans at home that, obviously probably maybe haven't seen y'all that much since you guys were with Team USA is just wanted to kind of give kind of an update in terms of what you guys been up to in the off season and, what are you guys up to right now? I know you guys are preparing for practice, but just kind of an update. So Sam, I'll let you start first.
Yeah, it's been pretty low key on my end. I took a few months off from throwing, so just in the weight room all fall, and then going to practice and not doing a whole lot, watching a lot, which I think is good. I saw a lot of talent this fall, and I'm ready for the spring.
Let's go.
But then, I started throwing in mid-November maybe, and been throwing a few bullpens and ready to face live hitters again.
Let's go, Chris.
Yeah, I took a couple of weeks off from throwing from the season, and then I started to ramp it up towards like middle of fall, and wanted to work on breaking balls and stuff, and just got stronger. And now we're throwing pens and getting back to it, and live ABs will be soon.
That's awesome.
Nice, Chris. I know you said you're working on breaking balls. I was a pitcher like you guys. What's something this offseason you're really honing in on, trying to bring to the table this year? Go ahead. I guess touch on your breaking ball, Chris.
Well, I just want to have a 3-pitch mix and be able to use all pitches to my ability instead of using mainly one last year. So I feel like me using 3 just up my game a lot more and help my team out win games.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah.
I've been working on my breaking ball as well, messing around with different grips, and I felt like last year I had a pretty solid fastball changeup combo, but I want that strikeout pitch this year, and I think I can improve the breaking ball a little bit more.
Love it. Yeah, and have you been doing any hitting any in the batting cages, Sam? Or
No, I haven't. I think I'm going to leave my hitting career where I ended it in Omaha.
Well, it's kind of funny though, because right. Well, yeah, definitely that leaving on a high note, no doubt. But because a lot of people think back to like Carlos Rodon. His last year, there was many games during the regular season where he would do some DHing, which I mean was curious to say the least. But so everybody's like, man, are we gonna do the same thing with Sam? I'm like, I hope not. I hope we don't need to like that. That's kind of my hope on it.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. I hope I'm not needed.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
hey, just touching on you having that at bat though, real quick. I know we don't want to touch on it. I mean, Omaha was Omaha, but just give us your experiences of just being there, that atmosphere, and we should have been in that final 3-game series, but everyone knows where that stands. But go ahead and just tell us a little bit about your experience there.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. That's an experience that I wish everybody could get to, go to Omaha. It obviously wouldn't be quite as cool if everybody got to go to Omaha, but that was really fun. And, the goal is always to get back again. But as far as playing games, the nerves, honestly, like the adrenaline was high, but the nerves honestly weren't that high because nobody really expected us to be there except for us. We had to go through Arkansas and Louisiana Tech. And after we did that, we kind of felt like we got nothing else to lose. Maybe people believed in us, maybe they didn't, but we always believed in ourselves. And so that whole experience overall was really fun. I like to think about the first week and a half and not the last day or two that we were there.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris?
It was just like a blessing just to be there and just like going throughout the season, whenever, especially like in the beginning, whenever you had like a losing slump in the first couple of games of the season, and no one would have thought like we would have been in the situation we were to then. So just us being like a good team group and just coming back from all that stuff that happened to us, it was crazy to see how good a team was last year.
Yeah. Well, one of the things too, guys, I definitely wanted to bring up while you guys were on here is, I mean, I know for me personally, from a fan's perspective, so I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to go to the Arkansas Super Regionals, but I was there the first weekend of the Omaha series, and definitely from my viewpoint, I would argue that the entire postseason, including obviously the Pac-13 game, to me is one of those moments that I think even rivals, some of the biggest and most memorable moments in NC State history. And I would honestly say that Pac-13 game probably made half of it, just because I mean, like and my hats off to all you guys, Sam and even Eddie Eisert and everybody who stepped up to play and said, yeah, we want to play ball. Because I mean, I don't think any State fan would have doubted you guys whatsoever if you guys said, yeah, listen, I mean, I think we should just hold off and let's wait until tomorrow, kind of deal. So to step up and choose to play, but also too to play again, like literally one swing away from winning the game. I mean, Devontae Brown he had opportunity to win that game still, which I mean, I can't even imagine what NCAA's heads would have been doing at that moment if you guys somehow still beat Vanderbilt. Like what the heck would have happened then? Like I just can't even like wrap my head around it. So just wanted to kind of first of all just give a hats off to you guys for sure. And for me, I will always remember for the rest of my life where I was watching that Pac-13 game. It was unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I do want to point out though, like people always talk about the Pac-13, but the 13 of us that were on the field were nonstop thinking about the guys who were off the field that couldn't be there that day. And
I love it.
We wish they could have been there and that we didn't have to do that. But we were 13 that day, but we were way more than that.
Yeah, just like being able to watch that game, like because I wasn't there, I couldn't play, but like watching Garrett Payne just like pitch really good and him having his first start in Omaha, like that's a big thing for a freshman to do, and him just to step up and pitch a game that he did was just amazing to see. And just seeing all the players just fight, just knew like I love to be like a part of the Wolfpack. That was just a great experience for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it was it was one of those that forever remember. But also too, I think one of the things that really stands out to me as well is that there's pretty much everything kind of was in line. Obviously, the fact that the home team, University of Nebraska, lost to Arkansas. So when we upset Arkansas, we automatically had the fandom of all the locals. But also too, the fact that also too, we had the lowest odds from Vegas odds. We were the lowest odds team, and also too on top of that to get there, we had to not only face Kumar Rocker, but we also had to face Brendan Beck, Jack Leiter, and Kumar Rocker in 4 games in a row, which is unbelievable. And I mean, I know for me myself, I mean, the fact that they literally started Kumar Rocker to me just shows again they were just literally just throwing everything and the kitchen sink to try and beat us, which just is a more of a testament to that team last year. So, definitely, again, just one other last question as well is that I wanted to kind of ask. Obviously, I know me personally, I was able to be at the welcome home to Raleigh for sure, and so just wanted to kind of ask, y'all's experience that night and seeing all the fans there, and what was the overall experience like that night? Sam, I'll let you answer that first.
It was emotional. Super cool to see everybody out there, but that was a very emotional 24 hours for all of us. And so I had tears in my eyes at one point, and to see that kind of support from our fans was something that I've never been a part of. And Coach Avent said the only thing that compares to is when the 83 basketball team came back after winning the national championship, and there was a big party, big celebration. So obviously we weren't around for that, but be in that same general area that was super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris?
Yeah, I was very emotional. I remember like I was in the bus and Matt was telling me there's like 400 people, like 400 plus people at Instagram now. Like there's no way. And then whenever we drove there and we saw those people, we were like all in shock. And like, I guess we were just so blessed because our fans, I don't think many fan bases would do that for a team. And for them just to do that late at night and look like in the cold kind of, so it was just cool to see all that. And I was tearing up towards the end, and having especially for Avon too, because I know it was big for Avon, and I know he won. It was really bad for him because I know he wanted to win. For all the fans to see him there, it was cool to see.
Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. Well, and because one of the things too that I wanted to ask about as well is definitely talking a little bit about Coach Avent there. So I've pretty much every single time we've talked baseball, I've always kind of owned up to it, and I'll own up to it to you both as well. Is that definitely for me as a State fan, I was fully in love with Avent because I know there's nobody that loves NC State more than Elliot Avent, that's for sure. But obviously the fact that when you look at his record, how he was 0-5 in ACC championship games, so you always wondered as a fan, like, can he ever get it done? But obviously, with everything that happened with the College World Series and how he handled it, and how he had y'all's backs from beginning to end. I'm a full Elliot Avent lover for the rest of my life. Like, he could be a coach in State for as long as he like. I don't care, how many championships he win, because there's no doubt that nobody runs a better program than Elliot Avent in my eyes. So Sam, I wanted to kind of just ask you, and I'll ask Chris this as well. But tell me a little bit, if you can kind of describe Elliot Avent in one word, what would you say?
One word. One word's tough, but overall, I would say caring, honestly, because he cares. He cares about us. He cares about everything. He cares about winning. He loves baseball. He loves us, and Rob can speak to this. He loves everybody that's come to this program ever. He keeps up with people all the time. If he starts telling a story about something that happened 15 years ago, just in the middle of the story, he'll be like, "Oh, I got to call this guy. Like, I'm going to," and he'll call him up and they'll be like, "Hey, what's up, coach?" And, that's really cool. Everybody loves him, and he loves looking out for all the players that come through. So yeah, caring, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good one. Chris?
Yeah, there's a lot of words that can describe Avent, but Sam hit it. I think caring is the best one. Like, just seeing somebody that can care so much about players so well and able to handle a team and just do what he does, just like a once in a lifetime type thing. Like, he's just a special person to be around, and I wouldn't want any other person to be my coach for sure.
Just to touch on what Sam and Chris were saying, but it's pretty awesome to come back. And I saw you guys this year when I came for a football game. But it's like I've been gone since 2011, and it feels like when I step back on that field and talk to him, it feels like I've only been gone for the summer and I'm back. So it doesn't matter how many innings you pitched or how many innings you played, or if you were All-American, if you weren't. He's got the same love and passion for all of his players that wore that uniform for him. I think that's pretty special.
Mm-hmm. So before I let you ask the next question, Rob, my question to you is, can we see you get back on the mound and throw maybe a couple of pitches, maybe a couple sliders?
I could probably do it. I'll be sore for a few weeks or months.
I got you.
Just to close up the whole Omaha ride. I was there. I don't know. I forget which football game, one of the last games of the season, home games, and I met with Elliot and everything, and he showed me the plan for the field, which we'll touch on. But he showed me that ring you got the night before. Give me a quick rundown on that night at the I forget which building it was at, but that ceremony and what you guys thought of those rings.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Sam.
Sam, I'll let you go first then.
Okay.
Okay.
Or Chris.
Sorry.
It don't matter. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Those rings are sweet, man. And
yeah.
I guess we knew after we won the Super Regional that we were going to get some rings. We wish they could have said national champs instead of people's champs. But you guys have seen the pictures of them. Those things are awesome. I got mine right here.
Let's see it. Hold it up. There it is.
Hey, oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's so sick. This thing's sweet. It's sitting on my desk and right in plain sight. So.
And how was the ceremony? Were family and friends, or not friends, but was family able to come?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was great to have everybody back. We had every single player back from last year's team, guys that had transferred out even, and guys that had been drafted. They all came back. All their families came back, and Governor Cooper was there to speak for a little while, and so that was kind of cool. We had good food, and then went to the football game the next day.
Love it.
How about you, Chris?
Chris, you have anything to add?
It was a cool experience. I mean, just seeing all the old guys again, like from last year. I haven't seen them in a while, so it was cool to see all of them. And Murray had a funny speech in the ceremony too, which was pretty cool. And obviously Governor Cooper. And then, the rings were cool too. I almost slept with it because it was just so fun so cool to have. So just being a part of that whole thing was just really cool and good to see all the guys again.
Yeah. I will say that I have a championship ring, but it was from when state football went to the Bitcoin Bowl actually in St. Petersburg, Florida in 2014. So not quite as cool or not quite as meaningful as y'all's ring is obviously, but I can remember kind of the first moment of like seeing like a ring like that. I was like, dang, like that is ridiculous. But y'all's is so much cooler with the slobbering wolf. Like, I don't know. I think the slobbering wolf should be a little bit more part of the uniform combos if you had to ask me, but that's just my opinion. So,
I could go for a throwback slobbering wolf uniform.
I agree. Yeah. So just heads up to Avent if you're listening in. There we go. Sam said it here first. So jumping in here to your team, to Team USA, obviously. Was, I think, for me and most State fans, was a very emotional, time even as well, because obviously, Avon, you guys pretty much had to turn right around and, change your mindsets to Team USA. And but, obviously it was kind of a, moment where obviously, both you guys and Avon were obviously watched, but even too, I know from talking to some State fans that actually went to Thomas Brooks to watch y'all play. And seeing like that bond between some of the Mississippi State guys and y'all selves as well. So, I wanted to kind of ask Chris, first of all, maybe kind of give State fans kind of a little bit of background. So obviously Team USA, the collegiate team, you don't necessarily have like a full schedule necessarily per se where you play like, some of the other countries per se. Can you kind of give a little bit of background, Chris, in terms of like how the team works, kind of what the purpose of the team is, etc.?
I think it was best 48 players in college baseball. So, and then the way this year was different because of the COVID reason. So they switched the team up in half and we just played stars and stripes, and we did scrimmages for, I think it was 11 games. And then we played I think it was the minor league, the actual USA ball team.
Yeah.
We played them for a series. Yeah. That's how it really worked. And we just played in the Appalachian League. So we just play like in Bristol, Tennessee, and then places like that throughout the summer.
So, obviously there was two things that really stood out to me during that time. But I mean, I wanted to kind of first of all ask kind of just about that whole experience in general for you guys. But also too, obviously I think that one thing that was grown from that Omaha time was State fans and Mississippi State fans will always have a bond forever and ever until the end of time. And I know even too, like, that there was even stories of like Mississippi State baseball players actually like during the game wanted to wear like the block ass logo, in honor of this team. And so, it even seems like too, from even the player side and, even obviously too, when they hit the home run and did the wolf in the air, like, again, just so cool. So, I mean, was there ever any kind of talk about those times? And I mean, did you kind of feel that connection as well with some of the Mississippi State guys that were there? And Chris, I'll let you answer first.
Oh yeah, for sure. We talked to Landon, we talked to Tanner and Fristo, and they were all like felt bad for us about the moment, but they were all really cool people. And good. We talked to them. They were like good friends throughout the whole experience. So they were all just blessed to be a part of everything too.
Yeah. And then how was your experience overall, being with Team USA?
Oh, it was really cool because it was something that I've been wanting to do ever since like I was like a 15-year-old kid in high school. So just being a part of this experience and be able to wear that jersey was just a blessing to be a part of, even though we couldn't go to Cuba or places like that. But it was just cool just wearing the jersey and still having Avon as our head coach still was pretty cool too. But everything was cool.
Yep. Sam?
Yeah, definitely very memorable and an honor to wear that USA across your chest. It was really cool meeting all those other guys, and for as good as much talent as there were, you know, they're all humble dudes, and they're good baseball players, and they're good people, and so that was awesome just being around everybody, and made some good friends and had a lot of conversations, learned a little bit more about baseball, and we had a lot of good coaches too. Troy Tulowitzki was out there along with Coach Avent and a bunch of guys from across the country that, you know, have done it for a long time.
Did you get to pick the brain of Alex Sogard?
Yeah, I did. I would like to play for him too.
Me and him roomed together for a year when he was at state with me. He's a good dude.
Yeah, we talked for about, I think, an entire one of those 7-inning games. I just stood next to him, and we were talking about all sorts of NC State things and Coach Avon and baseball in general. It was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he helped me out with my slider. So, like, if it gets better, I mean, it's props to him.
I was going to say, he was a power lefty. I hope you picked his brain a little bit.
Yeah, I talked to him I picked his brain for a little bit throughout the whole thing, so it was good. It was good to see him.
Yeah, and one other quick question I wanted to ask too before I pass off to Rob here, but you know, obviously being two guys, you know, from the area, you know, Chris being from High Point area, and then Sam obviously being from Apex, the Peak of Good Living area as well. You know, playing at places like, first of all, like at Thomas Brooks, for example, you know, like, and playing at these local places, you know, I mean, did that kind of bring any kind of maybe like a coolness factor to it, you know, obviously playing at, you know, Thomas Brooks, but, you know, playing for Team USA instead? Cause I'm sure, and I want to kind of ask, maybe I'll ask you, Sam, first. I mean, have you played at Thomas Brooks before playing with Team USA?
Yeah, before Team USA, we played actually, so my high school didn't have lights at our field. And so my senior night, we got that field at USA Baseball, that main field, rented out and played our senior night game there. And so I've also played like some travel ball tournaments there, but definitely nothing quite like playing for Team USA. And then my whole family and grandparents and friends, a couple of friends, got to come out and watch a good game. That was on the 4th of July. So
sure.
That adds to it, I guess, playing for Team USA on Independence Day.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah, it was just cool to be there. I mean, I played some tournaments there when I was little, but nothing really compares to playing with the Team USA and that on your chest and stuff like that. And it was also good for my parents to come out and watch me play.
Absolutely.
Just because it was a big USA, and it was a big moment for them too to come watch me play. So it was cool just have it kind of local and being able for them to watch me play.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Coach Avon and the USA Baseball staff that allowed both me and Chris to throw in that one game that was in Cary.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Just like old times, and just like the future holds, right? Yeah.
Before we jump into 2022, there was one other thing after Team USA and all that. I'm sure you guys didn't pitch in it. I never got to experience it, but playing Duke in the fall at Durham Bulls Park, how was that experience? I don't think you guys pitched because that's when Coach Avents wants to see some new guys and see what they got. So if you did pitch, let me know. But how was that experience leading into the off season?
Oh yeah, I did pitch. I pitched the inning. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was pretty good. But it was just cool just to see our hitters hit. Cause I was very curious to see how our players would do, our new guys would do, and they all just played really well. I mean, we beat them pretty bad, so it was just good to see all the hitters hit really good, and our freshmen just pitched the way they did. So I feel confident for us to play this spring for sure.
Awesome. Sam, did you throw it all?
No, I didn't throw, but I was on the top step. I was charting pitches for the first half of the game, probably. And yeah, it was really cool to see those guys, the new guys specifically that I've watched compete against the same team, all fall, go out in that environment and compete against a different team. And obviously liked what I saw. I'm sure I'm sure the fans liked what they saw too. Wish we could have scored some of those runs and back in May in Charlotte, but
Yeah, absolutely. But so unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to cut it short right there. And again, continue really jumping into previewing 2022 in part 2. But make sure, if you haven't already, make sure to again hit that subscribe button. It's free to do it, and make sure that you don't miss out on any of our new content. Give this video a like, so that way the YouTube algorithm will allow more NC State fans to see this video. And also to make sure to give us a follow at Tuffy Talk Now. And obviously, if you haven't got your NC State season tickets already for baseball, I mean, I don't know if the option's still there, but it's going to be a special season. So definitely make sure to don't miss out. And so that way you can see Sam and Chris light it up this year. But anyway, so we'll see you all here for part 2. As always, go Pack, y'all.